All right, so these are the pairs that made me money this week. So the very first pair was GPP JPY. Of course, I call this trade on the Telegram. So if you come over here to the Telegram and you join this link, you will see this trade right here. So coming into the week, I dropped the weekly setups as usual, where I call all these pairs, analyze them in real time, and then this was when I dropped GPP JPY for buys for this week. So this is the trade right here, and after analyzing the market, I took the trade right here, right here. As you can see, the same exact entry point, right? So the market was bullish. It's a very clear setup. So let me explain the setup before we continue. So this right here was GPP JPY at the time. This was around where GPP JPY was. From the overall market structure, we can clearly see it's bullish, right? And at the time, it was also bullish because this right here was the high and this right here was the low. The weekly time frame was also clearly bullish, as you can see, and the 4-hour time frame had the area of interest we were looking for, right? So we had this very strong support and resistance area. So we had this strong support and resistance area, right? And then we were above area, so we were currently looking for buys at the moment, right? So the entry time frame, which is the 1 hour or the 30 minutes or the 15, of which I prefer the 1 hour, by the way. I came over to the 1 hour after the break. After the break right here, I was looking for a better retracement to buy. So I wanted to buy from this candle, but I didn't buy from this candle because coming closer to that candle, let's go a little bit closer to see. Coming closer to that candle, which is the engulfing candle, we had no wick at the bottom of that candle, right? So that's why I did not enter on that candle, because I expect that the next candle will probably come back and create the wick, just like you can see right here. So I decided to wait for a better engulfing to enter this market, right? And again, I told you guys exactly what I was doing. I did not hide anything from you guys, right? If you come over here, you can clearly see I talked about two trades were ready. This is GPP JPY, which is the one we are looking at right now. I told you guys I was waiting for a better engulfing on GPP JPY to buy, right? So if you look at the charts, let's look for the better engulfing. You can clearly see that this right here was a very clean engulfing. So very easy trade. 1:2. That's what I targeted. I targeted 1:2, but this trade would have given us all the way to 1:4.9 or 1:5 risk to reward ratio, right? So that was the first pair I called, and from that screenshot that you can see right here, you can clearly see that I was calling Euro JPY as well. You can see this around where the entry point was. So let's go over to Euro JPY to see that. Sorry, Euro JPY now was the next pair I was calling for last week. As you can see, it's also a W, right? It was basically similar to GBP JPY, right? So basically similar. Let's go over to the daily. Let's see what we saw. So it was basically similar. Daily was bullish, right? This was the high at the time, this was the low. So we had a deeper retracement and we had a very strong engulfing, right, on the daily time frame. So but we didn't have a strong area to buy from, so we used the 4-hour area of interest because it has multiple rejections from that area. Clearly it shows that price has been respecting that area very clearly. Now from the EME as well, you can clearly see price was bearish when it was under the area, and when we were interested in the market, price was bullish. You can also tell that from the EME as well, right? So then we were now looking for the entries, which was also a very clean one. We had a break above the area, break above the EME, and a retest, and then the engulfing to buy. Again, we targeted 1:2. It's a very realistic risk to reward ratio, and that's what I like best, right? And then that was the major two trades we had last week. Now the thing about it is that we had about 10 pairs we were paying attention to last week. It was way too much, right? Out of the 20, we had close to 10 pairs we were paying attention to. But this Euro JPY and GBP JPY happened very fast into the week, right? So if you missed these two, you probably did not trade this week because we had other opportunities that we did not capitalize off of. For example, GBP CHF, which again we missed. As you can see right here, I was looking for a cleaner break above this level. Let's analyze this market. Let me show you exactly what I was seeing. So we had a very strong area right here, which of support, right? So I was expecting if price was above this area, it could potentially buy, right? Weekly was bullish, daily was also bullish, or was weekly bullish? No, weekly was bullish, yes, and daily was also bullish. So the 4 hour time frame was also bullish at the time, right? So what I was looking for from this part, you can tell that that was what I was looking for. I was looking for a cleaner trade above that area for me to buy. So coming over to the 1 hour time frame, you can clearly see the entry point right here. If you look here, you can see that when price broke above, it retraced, and at the retracement we did not get an engulfing because this candle is not an engulfing candlestick. Let's come a little bit closer to see that this candle is not an engulfing candlestick, but this right here, it had a break above this high right here, and at the retracement we got a doji, a doji and an engulfing. Now if you look at this engulfing very clear, you can know that it's a very strong engulfing. If you have experience in the chart, you can see that after the doji we had an engulfing, and this engulfing engulfed 1 2 candlesticks of price action, right? So it shows that the buyers in this market are very, very strong. So what happened was that this market actually happened sometime in the night, right? And that was one of the major reasons I actually missed out on this trade, because I wasn't really expecting, you know, it to happen, right? So that was when I woke up. I did not really was interested in trading this market anymore, because that's pretty much left. My market was around this level. I did not expect it to get all the way to this level, right? So those are the pairs we missed this week, and then we actually ended up the week in one kind of loss on let's see the pair again. We ended the week, okay, so we ended the week in NZD USD loss, right? So NZD USD, let's go over to NZD USD right now. So this pair, actually Alex G also took this pair too as well, because it was also a clean setup, I'm not going to lie, right? But I did not actually personally take this pair, because I also told you guys I did not take this pair. So let's look for that too as well. If you look right here, when I got the alerts on where I was potentially going to enter, I told you guys that it was literally time to press sell on NZUSD, because everything was okay at that time, right? But I've already won 2 trades for the week already, so that's why I was still skeptical on entering another pair for the week. So I told you guys, I guess I'm going to miss out, because I'm not interested in taking another trade this week. It was just a personal decision. It's not like the trade was not good. The trade was good, but it was just a personal decision for me not taking another trade this week, because I've already won 2 trades for the week, right? It's not as if the setup was bad. Nothing was wrong. You can see it's a very clean setup. This right here was a one rejection from area of interest. If you look at this, the daily time frame, right? 1 2 3 4 multiple rejections, head and shoulder pattern, which is the one of the strongest pattern we usually see in using the sell and forget strategy, right? So this right here, left head, right shoulder, we had the break. Price started trading under area of interest and under EMA, as you can clearly see. You can clearly see price creating lower lows and lower highs. So clearly we should be looking for sales on these markets. That is the information the daily time frame is giving us. Weekly time frame, you can also see price broke below this low, right? Price broke below this low. We are still currently under EMA, by the way, and price is now trading under area of interest. The 4 hour time frame was the only time frame that I had issues with a little bit. Even if we are creating lower lows from this trend line, you can clearly see that price has been going down, right? Price actually was bullish at this time, right? Here was the high and here was the low. So technically we should have waited for a break and retest under this low, but that's not the problem. We already had 2 time frame in sync, which is the weekly and the daily, telling us it was bearish. So it was not still like we broke any rule. We did not break any rules on this market. So price was now clearly bearish, trading under this level right here, and an engulfing, and this was where Alex G entered, right? This was where Alex G entered, because price was trading under area of interest, had multiple dojis and an engulfing, but this was the 4 hour time frame. That's why I did not enter here. My entry time frame is the 1 hour time frame, right? So coming over to the 1 hour time frame, this is exactly where he entered, and price was trading into drawdown for some time, and then it shifted. This was where we were looking to enter at some point, right? This was a left head right shoulder pattern, and at the retracement we did not get an engulfing. Price shifted structure bullish again, and then we are no longer interested until price shifted structure bearish again, and then at the retracement we are now looking for engulfings to enter. So this was where I was now interested in selling this market. Top loss above the high, target 1:2 risk reward ratio. Clean trade, but did not play out this time. I'm not still mad about this trade because I can't see what was like so wrong about this trade. I believe we might actually have potential to continue selling this market this new week. So these are pretty much the trades. This is how last week went, and that's how I was able to make money. I told you guys coming into the week. I told you guys coming into the week that this week we are going to make money. As you can see, I told you guys this week we have a lot of opportunities to make money this week. So out of the 10 trades, we happen to see about 4 opportunities, of which one was a loss, one was a miss, and 2 were winners. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's do this again same time next week, right? Subscribe to the channel, guys. It's absolutely free, and I'll see you guys in the next video.